Hey, quick question about this back there. There's a little of everything, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I need a new one.
off of Amazon.
Yeah, I know, I saw that. If you were doing these, they don't want to integrate it, but they need all
Hello, we will begin the webinar in just a few moments. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Omnix's webinar, Integrating VDA 6.3 Internal Audit with an IATF 16949 Internal Audit. Today's presenter will be Omnix's Roy Gray. Roy has a vast background in manufacturing, training, consulting, and implementation. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the Q&A tab at the bottom of the screen. Please keep an eye out for the polls that are going to be popping up throughout the webinar. And this webinar will be recorded, and an Omnix representative will be in touch if you're interested in the recording. And without further ado.
Thank you, Mega. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the webinar this morning. My name is Roy Gray, as Mega mentioned, and I've been with Omnix for about 7 years now. So a little bit about Omnix. We are global. We do have some main offices in Germany, India, and China, along with headquarters being here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Over 35 years of professional experience working with clients, doing audits, doing implementations, and different things like that, also along with doing some training. So we have 6 target markets that we have. Automotive is one of the markets that we do, and that happens to be the market I work the most in. And we began in the automotive industry when helping Ford with their suppliers back in 1985. Our second market is working with aerospace. We've got a big footprint there in aerospace. And we help those clients with either doing audits or implementations and different things like that for those clients. General manufacturing is just, no different than automotive or aerospace. We help out our clients there, either integrating a management system or doing their audits or implementing management systems for them. And then also we work with the semiconductors as well. And then also we got a good footprint in EV/AV, and then also medical devices. So if you want more information on EV/AV, there's our website there for that. And then also you can just go through omnex.com as well. And some other services that we do. We do gap analysis, diagnostics with clients, especially if it's a new or a newly revised managed standard. So we can go in and do gap analysis and help the clients determine the gaps and help them close those gaps. We also do training, not only for being auditors, internal auditors, lead auditors, but we also teach like the AIAG core tools, AIAG, VDA, FMEA. We teach those classes as well. And then we also do regular internal audits for our clients, and we can also implement and coach the clients as we go through. We have several areas that we work within. So consulting, and of course, we do consulting, going in, doing implementations, gap analysis, and then we also have Omnex Systems, which has developed our software that we have that you can utilize for APQP, PPAP, FMEAs, control plans, auditing, measurement system analysis, and different things like that. And then Plan Tech, that's more of a long-term thing where we can outsource staff for our clients, do auditing services, supplier development, project management with that. And then along with our training that we do, we can do it on site. We can do public training. We've got e-learning, and we also do webinars. So a little bit about enterprise quality, our enterprise software that we have. We got an APQP solution. We've got management systems, supplier quality, just some of the modules that we have. Also have Doc Pro and MSA Pro, which, Document Pro is for controlling our documents, MSA for gauge calibration and doing our MSA studies. Okay. Just a little bit about me. I've been auditing since 1992. So I've done a fair amount of audits. And with that, I've done implementations. I've worked in various manufacturing, been in automotive since 1997, a couple years in aerospace, and then went back to automotive. So I've done numerous audits. I've even worked as a third-party auditor for a few months. So I've done quite a bit of implementations, and my main role here at Omnex is doing internal audits for our clients, gap analysis, and implementing. I also teach classes for the various management systems that we are qualified for. So what is IATF 16949? IATF 16949 is a quality management system. With this, it includes ISO 9001, obviously, but also it has specific automotive requirements that any organization that is certified to has to meet these requirements along with customer specific requirements. The benefits to having an IATF quality management system, it consistently provides provide products and services in order to meet the customer needs and expectations, along with ensuring that the applicable regulatory requirements are being addressed as well. We look at risk and opportunities, not only that could affect the entire organization, but what can affect the processes, because we want to enhance customer satisfaction there. So IATF, it's a process approach, so we need to follow a process approach, and by following the Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle. It's going to ensure that processes are adequately resourced, managed, and looking for continual improvement. Okay. So what is VDA 6.3? VDA 6.3 it is a process audits. Okay. And this can be broken down. We can do look at the program management, the APQP processes, supplier management, manufacturing, okay, and then also taking a look at customer service. VDA 6.3 can also be used as the manufacturing process audit, because with that, once we start auditing manufacturing with VDA 6.3, we're actually walking the control plant from start to finish. So, well, taking a poll here. Do you think it would be better to audit individually VDA 6.3 and IATF? Okay. Or what role do you play in product development? So, please check the most box that applies. Okay. So moving on. So VDA 6.3, it is structured for first party or internal audits where you perform the internal audit on yourself using the VDA 6.3 requirements, or you can hire a consultant such as me. I am a certified VDA 6.3 auditor to come in and do this. Also, your customers could come in and do a VDA 6.3 audit on you. And what it's looking for is the strengths and weaknesses within your processes. Okay. VDA 6.3, we don't write non-conformances, majors or minors, or opportunities for improvement. We actually score, give each question a score. Okay. And so there's process elements P2 through P7. Okay. When we talk about P2, we're talking about project management. P3 is planning for product and process. And then P4 would be implementing the product and process. So think of APQP there, or 8.3 of IATF 16949. Okay. P5 is dealing with supplier management, so that's 8.4 of IATF. Okay. And then P6 is manufacturing. So, we're looking at various things within 8.5.1.1, right? Control plan. We'll also talk about equipment and tooling maintenance, and we talk about gauge calibration and MSA within P6. Okay. There are some questions that they're identified as asterisk questions. Okay. So these are specific with product and process risk. Okay. So they get scored the same, but it all depends on the risk that we're looking at. And what your customers are looking for, either a ranking of an A, which makes you quality capable. Okay. Or a B, which is conditionally capable, but you got some actions that you need to do in order to get back up to an A. And then if you get a ranking of a C, you are not quality capable, and you'll have a lot of work to do. Okay. And of course, there's a shorter version that we can use for brand new suppliers, doing a potential analysis, or process element 1. These questions we don't score. We give them either red, yellow, or green. Okay. But VDA 6.3 process audits can be integrated into your quality management system, and that's one of the ways to fulfill your process audit requirements for IATF. Okay. And of course, VDA 6.3, it's a standard that can be used throughout the entire product life cycle, from selecting potential new suppliers, and then looking at program management or and then APQP. Okay, and that's before serial production. Then once you get into serial production, you look at P5 through P7. Okay. Due to the structure of this, individual process elements can also be audited depending on the scope that we're considering. Okay. And of course, the process elements P2 to P4 will focus on product and production processes. Okay, this is for development, so it's our program management and our APQP processes. Okay. So these are the different process elements. Okay, as I said, P1, that's a potential analysis. And it consists of questions coming from P2 through P7. Okay, and we'll get into some of these questions, and I won't go through all the questions, but we'll talk about some of the questions that are in VDA 6.3. Okay, P2 is project management, program management. As I said earlier, P3 is for planning and product and production processes, and then P4 is implementing the product and production processes. Okay, P5 supplier management, and P6 is looking at the production, and then P7 is customer service. VDA 6.3 and IATF 16949 integration. Okay, so excuse me, organizations that are certified to IATF 16949, they're required to perform internal audits that's going to include the system, manufacturing processes, and product audits. Okay, and then organizations that supply to customers requiring VDA 6.3 are required to audit VDA 6.3. Okay, so a lot of organizations, they'll do two separate audits, one to cover IATF 16949 and then one for VDA 6.3. And typically, if I'm going to an organization and they require both IATF and VDA 6.3, I will integrate the audits, because a lot of the same questions they're going to be asking during the program management, I can cover the questions in VDA 6.3. Okay, I'm covering a lot of it already, so I just make sure I cover all the requirements in VDA 6.3 when I'm also auditing IATF. Okay, there are common processes in both VDA 6.3 and IATF 16949, and I'll just talk about some of those. So in VDA 6.3, we're looking at project management, P2. Okay, IATF 16949, we got program management, so that's 8.1. Okay, APQP, P3 and 4 in VDA, 8.3 in IATF. Okay, supplier management's P5. In IATF, it's clause 8.4. Okay, and then you got manufacturing. VDA, it's going to be P6. IATF, it's going to be 8.5. Internal audits. It is in there. It's in 6.4. I'm sorry, 6.5 of VDA 6.3, and it's 9.2 in IATF. Okay, corrective action is also in 6.5 and also in P7 as well. And then we're looking at 10.2 in IATF. Non-conforming product. It's throughout the P6 as you go through that, and we talk about it in 8.7. Okay, in IATF. Maintenance and equipment, 8.5.1, 0.5, and 8.1.6 of IATF, and P6.4 and VDA 6.3. Okay, calibration MSA, 6.4 of VDA 6.3 and 7.1.5 of IATF. Okay, resource management, 6.3 of IATF, plus there's questions throughout all the other process elements in regards to resources and competency. Okay, you'll find that in 7.2 of IATF, and then of course change management. You'll see it in P3, P4, and P6 of VDA 6.3 and 8.5.6 of IATF 16949. Okay, when you're scheduling the VDA 6.3 audits and IATF audits, the audit manager or the process owner, so when they create the internal audit schedule, need to include not only the VDA 6.3 processes, but IATF. Okay, so when the schedule's put together, and the way I've done it in my past at my last organization I worked at, I just included those processes and then also included the VDA 6.3. Okay. So if your auditors have been trained in both IATF and VDA 6.3, then you only need one auditor to perform the audit. Otherwise, if you got separate auditors, you'll need two auditors at the same time. Okay. Just like any auditor, you got to plan it out. So you got to create your checklist, okay, or facts to be verified. So start looking at the documented processes, okay. Make sure it's covering the IATF requirements, meeting the intent of IATF. Okay, same thing with VDA 6.3. Look at what those requirements are and plan it out. And then conduct your audit according to the plan. Okay, as you're performing the audits of these processes, interview different individuals and collect the audit evidence. Okay, and of course the audit evidence, both conforming and non-conforming. And then of course, once the audit's complete, instead of one audit report, we're going to have two audit reports, one for the IATF audit, and then one for VDA 6.3. With IATF, we're going to be writing non-conformances as we go through the audit. So, and they can be classified as majors or minors. Okay. And then VDA 6.3 is just a matter of scoring the questions. And the scoring scale is 0, 4, 6, 8, or 10. Okay. So if we're going to be auditing program management, project management in VDA 6.3, P2 requires to have a management process. Okay, project management process. IATF 16941 8.1 requires us to have a plan and implement and control the processes needed to meet the requirements. Okay. So both VDA 6.3, P2, and IATF clause 8.1, we have to establish a project plan. Okay. And this plan is going to cover all the customer milestones that we have to meet. Okay. So we're looking for a timeline of when these milestones are supposed to be hit. Okay. Also looking for gate reviews and design reviews in there, making sure it's all complete. Okay. And P2 of VDA 6.3 requires us to have a escalation process and define the criteria that's going to trigger the escalation process. When you look at IATF 16949, it does require an escalation process. You'll find this in clause 4.4.1.2, letter H. Okay, and that we have to define the roles and responsibilities. Also has to include top management. Okay, and with that, we also need to have a trigger when we have to kick off that escalation process. Okay. Also in the VDA 6.3, P2, ISO 9001, IATF requires determining resources for the project. Okay, so we have to have the appropriate resources in order to complete this project. And then in VDA 6.3, P3 and 4, okay, planning and implementing product and processes development. Okay, IATF 16949, 8.3.3 talks about having inputs for the product design, okay, and manufacturing process design. And also IATF requires the organization establish and implement an APQP process. Okay. So P3 of VDA 6.3, it's planning for their product and production process development. Okay. So in IATF, we talk about that in 8.3.2. Okay. And that is design and development of planning. Okay. So both VDA 6.3 and IATF required to have planning activities. So creating a timeline as to when these activities are going to be completed. Okay. We also have to take into account, any statutory regulatory requirements. Okay. Just like in IATF 6949, we got to make sure we meet the statutory regulatory requirements of where it's being manufactured and being shipped in the ultimate country if it's known to us as a supplier. Okay. So we still have to create process flow diagrams, PFMEAs, control plans, DFMEAs if you are design responsible for the product. Okay. And of course, in IATF 6949, we have the 7.1.3.1 and 8.1 require manufacturing feasibility be completed. VDA 6.3, P3.2 requires a comprehensive manufacturing feasibility be completed. In both cases, we need to make sure that we have the capability of manufacturing the product to meet not only customer requirements, but statutory regulatory requirements. And also that we have the capacity to do it. Okay. And in both VDA 6.3 and IATF, we have to do verification and validation. Okay. And they're going to be at different stages of the planning process. So we're going to be looking for evidence of that. Both VDA 6.3 and IATF requires us to monitor the APQP process. So, providing a summary to top management. This is an input to management review in IATF 16949. Okay. Clause 9.3.2. Okay. So we need to do that. Also, both standards requires a PPAP or PPA to be submitted to the customer. Okay. So our suppliers, they have to be PPAP to us. Okay. And we have to review and approve those or reject those until they are fixed. Okay. So still looking at both not only your PPAP to your customer, but we're looking at your supplier PPAPs. Okay. Although, of course, once it's been submitted, we review it and we approve it. Okay. We can start serial production. However, VDA 6.3 goes above and beyond that. We have to have a controlled environment for formal handover from the APQP process to the production processes. Formal handover is how production is going to either accept or conditionally accept the product. So we're looking for that. Okay. Just having completed a PPAP and having approved by the customer is not enough to satisfy that requirement, because we still have open issues that's affecting the manufacturing process. So that's why we look for this formal handover and what are those open issues. And of course, VDA 6.3, P3 and P4, IATF 16949, 8.3, 9.1.1, and 10.2.5. We're looking for monitoring of customer satisfaction. Okay. We're looking for corrective actions. Okay. VDA 6.3, we need to have a no trouble found process. We need to have that identified and approved by the customer in IATF 16949. Okay. So throughout, we're looking for customer satisfaction, that we're going to meet their customer requirements. So we have to look at the customer scorecards. How well is the organization performing to the customer? Are they meeting those targets that's been established by our customers? And of course, supplier management. So it's VDA 6.3 P5 and IATF 16949 clause 8.4. So in both standards, we have requirements for selection of suppliers, okay? Doing supplier audits, monitoring our suppliers and their performance, okay? And VDA 6.3 P5.1, we're looking for approved suppliers that are on an approved supplier list, okay? So, but we also talk about directed suppliers. And when you're dealing with directed suppliers, you have to come up with an agreement with the customer, okay? Who's going to handle the approval of the PPAPs, okay? What about quality issues? If there's a consigned product, who's going to be ordering the product from the suppliers? Okay, we need to have all of that documented so that we know what we're doing, okay? And of course, in both VDA 6.3 and IATF, we have to have a process for evaluating our suppliers, okay? And what do we do when suppliers are not performing to our expectations, okay? They're not meeting our requirements. What are we going to do? Okay. So we do that in both VDA 6.3 and IATF 16949. Okay. So we have to have targets for on-time delivery, quality, maybe warranty, things like that, so that we know how well the suppliers are performing. And if they're not hitting our targets, then what are we going to be doing about it? Okay. VDA 6.3 and IATF for production. So we're looking at 8.5.1 and P6 of VDA 6.3. When we get into P6, 6.1, okay, that's inputs to the production processes. Okay, so it's going to include receiving, production scheduling. Okay, so and of course with IATF, we have to receive our product and we have to make sure that the product is meeting customer requirements and statutory regulatory requirements. 6.1.2 of VDA 6.3 and IATF 8.5.1, having production scheduling, okay? Ensuring that we have all the materials required for the BOM in order that we have them available and ready to meet the customer delivery date. Okay, so we have to understand the ordering process, not only of our suppliers, but how does manufacturing know what they need to make on a day-to-day basis? So look for a production schedule, what's being made. Okay, I always like to start with production scheduling, seeing what's running out there manufacturing. And then as I go through the manufacturing audit, I can look to make sure parts are there. Okay. And then also, throughout, whether it's an IATF or VDA 6.3, I'm trying to capture as many customers as I possibly can. Okay. Yes, there's going to be some customers that don't require VDA 6.3, but when I integrate these, I'm going to ensure that I cover my customers that require VDA 6.3, and then all others for IATF. Okay. So I was like, who's ordering from the suppliers? Okay. What's the ordering process? And I want to make sure everything is available to meet the customer delivery date. And then of course, internal audit for production scheduling is going to be complete. The auditor has three options. The first is start in receiving, manufacturing, or on to shipping. Okay. That's option one. Second one, you can start in shipping and move backwards and go into receiving. And the third option, which is I normally do, is I'll start in manufacturing and then go to receiving and shipping. Okay. I like to start in manufacturing, because then when I can go back to receiving, looking at the components that were received, I know when they were received. I can look at any records that are there. Okay. Also gives me an audit trail going back to supplier management to see how well that particular supplier is performing. So I'm covering 8.4 of IATF and P5 as well. Okay. But no matter what which option you choose as an auditor, you're actually walking the control plan from receiving all the way through shipping. Okay. So and just for the purpose of this webinar, we'll start in receiving and go and do manufacturing and then shipping. But no matter which option, you need to review the PFMEAs, the control plans, process flow diagrams. Okay. You'll need to look at drawings and any other customer requirements, looking for special characteristics, critical characteristics, making sure they're identified in all these documents. Okay. That also includes operator instructions. So to start off, review the documented process. Okay. Start the interview process, interviewing multiple employees and make sure that they understand what the processes are. And at the same time, have them demonstrate to the auditor that they know what they are doing. Okay. As an auditor, you should be following along with the work instruction to ensure that the work instruction is being followed. You'll see that in 6.1.4. And then also you see that in, of course, we're also looking for identification of the product. So P614 and 852, okay? Product identification, okay? For inspection of the product that's on the control plan, sample inspection records, okay? Ask how long these records are retained. Okay, we're going to cover that in 6.3, VDA 6.3 and 614 of VDA 6.3, and IATF 16949 75321. Okay. So, and as you're going through doing the audit for both VDA 6.3 and IATF, observe the movement of the product. Okay. Review the storage areas. You always want to be looking to verify that they are following FIFO. Okay. And when you look at FIFO and VDA 6.3, you'll see that in 6.1.3, P6 6.1.3, and then in IATF 8.5.4. Okay. Manufacturing processes audited. Okay. So, follow the process flow diagram, PFMEA control plans, make sure all the processes are identified. Okay. And when you do this, looking at this in VDA 6.3, you're actually in P6.2. Okay. And then IATF 16949, clause 8.5.1.1. So you start at the first manufacturing operation, interview the operator, observe them performing the tasks. Okay. Follow along with the operator instructions. Okay. Any inspections that they're doing, observe the inspections being completed. Okay. Do they know what happens if they identify that the product is not meeting specification? Okay. So, and whether it's VDA 6.3, IATF, both of them require that we look at the records. Okay. You can't just look at what's being done today or yesterday. Okay. Take a look at a range of it. Go back a few months if necessary, or at least to when the last audit was performed. So typically up to 12 months. Okay. Look for special characteristics that they're identified both by the customer and internally. Okay. You want to know how are they being controlled. Okay. VDA 6.3 clearly calls it out. CPK of 1.33, or according to the customer specific requirements. IATF 16949. Okay. Clause 9.1.1. Okay. Again, minimum CPK of 1.33 or as directed by customer specific requirements. Okay. Also in IATF 9.1.1.1, we have to look at the capability. Okay, it has to be the same capability as what we PPAP to, so ongoing capability. Okay, you're going to do that with VDA 6.3 as well. To continue on with production. So, in each of the manufacturing processes, we need to understand how a non-conforming product is being handled. So what is required by the operator? Okay, needs to be identified on the control plan, right? So looking at the control plan, how is that handled? Okay, what does the operator do? And follow that all the way through. A lot of times when I'm doing audits, I'll get, while I stop what I'm doing and I locate, notify my supervisor of the issue. Okay, then I'm going to ask the supervisor, what do they do? I'm going to follow it all the way down the line, and I'm going to make sure that, number one, that product is being contained. Okay, and making sure it does not get out the door to the customer. Okay, also understand how the product is being identified as not okay. Okay, does the organization do rework and repair? And if so, IATF says we need to have a documented process for both. And if we're doing a repair, we have to have customer authorization before we can start the repair. You'll see that in clause 8.7.1.4 and 8715 of IATF. Okay. IATF 8717 requires us to have a documented process for disposition of the product that is not subject to rework or repair. So we need to make sure that the product is being disposed of is being rendered unusable. Okay, and you also see that in VDA 6.3, P6.2.4. Okay, so and of course in both standards, what is the process to ensure that the materials are not going to be mixed up? Okay. For example, right hand versus left hand parts. Okay, so what's the process? How do organizations ensure that does not happen? So, and just to continue on production, so when we're auditing VDA 6.3, P6.6, okay, 6.6 is basically shipping, meeting customer shipping requirements. IATF 6949, clause 8.6 will cover that. Okay. So understand the documented process. Okay. Interview the personnel that's working in shipping. How do they know what they need to ship for the day? Okay. You see that in VDA 6, P6.61. So go through the finished goods area. Monitor for FIFO. Look for product preservation. Okay. Again, you'll see that in VDA 6.3, P6.6.2, and IATF clause 8.5.4. So, and based on the inspections that are required by the control plan, how does shipping personnel know that they have, that all operations have been completed? Okay, so we need to make sure all requirements of the control plan are complete. And we do that by looking to see what inspections are required and what records are available to review and how long are those records kept. Okay. And then VDA 6.3, P6.4, and IATF clause 8.6.1. We want to make sure that our customer requirements have been met. So review the records and looking to see how they are meeting statutory regulatory requirements. So after, we do manufacturing, including shipping and receiving, we need to audit maintenance. Okay, both equipment maintenance and tooling maintenance. Equipment maintenance in VDA 6.3 is going to be P6.4.2, and IATF is 8.5.1.5 and 8.1.5.6. I'm sorry, 8.5.1.6. Okay. And we're looking at manufacturing, okay, the equipment that we use. So, yeah, we know what we need to do for IATF. It's the same thing for VDA. We need to see when PMs are being scheduled. So you're gonna review the PM records, okay? Understand how unplanned downtime is handled, okay? So when we have to do maintenance, whether it's on equipment or tooling, understand how that works, okay? And in both cases, do we have spare parts, whether for its equipment maintenance or for production tooling? Okay. So go take a look at where they store those spare parts. Okay. And then, of course, what about predictive maintenance? What are they doing for predictive maintenance? So both VDA 6.3 and IATF 16949 require us to do predictive maintenance. Okay. So let's take a poll here. Okay. Which integration will benefit the organization? New product development. So choose the best choice there. And number two, which tool do you find most useful for your organization? This is multi-select, so select all that apply. Okay, I'll give you a couple minutes for that. Okay. So we'll get to the results of that in just a moment here. So both standards, here's the results now. So, functional safety and all of the above, for which integration will benefit the organization most. So both cybersecurity, functional safety, and ASPICE, and then for which tool is most useful in your organization. It looks like 51% for integrated planning, integrated concept phase to requirements are the two highest, okay? Okay. So when we are auditing calibration and measurement system analysis, okay, we need to review the document and process for that. That's required in IATF 16949, clause 7.1.5.2. Okay. The gauges and test equipment that's been identified on the control plan. Okay. Requirement in IATF 16949, also VDA 6.3, P 6.4.3. So we need to verify the calibration status. Okay. We need to review the calibration records. Okay. And making sure that the calibration records, if it's that they've identified as received and after calibration. Okay. Need to make sure that they're done. If calibration verification is being done in-house, okay, look at the lab scope, internal lab scope, to ensure that they have that all covered and that we have qualified people to do the calibrations. Okay. Also, if they're using an outside source for calibration, that lab needs to have a lab scope. They need to be accredited 17025. Okay. And then also look at the MSA studies, not just the gauge R&R. It's important, but according to AIAG MSA 4th edition, we also have to look at linearity, stability, and bias. Okay. I give out numerous non-conformances for not having those 3 studies. And I will also lower the score on VDA 6.3 for not having those studies. Okay. And of course, when you're walking the line, okay, look at the key process parameters, pressure, time, temperature. Are they being monitored? Those gauges need to be calibrated as well. Okay, so I verify that they have been calibrated. And of course, the score is gonna show whether it is or not, or I'm writing a non-conformance for IATF 16949. Okay. So, and of course, you'll see that in P 6.4.1 of VDA 6.3. And of course, where inspections and testing is being performed. Okay. What's the lighting like there? Okay. Do we have to worry about climate control? So you'll see that in P 6.4.4 VDA 6.3 and IATF 16949 clauses 7.1.3, 7.1.4.1, and 8511 of IATF. And of course, in both standards, VDA 6.3 and IATF, we have to look at the competency of our personnel. Okay. So we're going to be auditing human resources for competency, VDA 6.3, P 6.3, IATF clause 7.2. But throughout VDA 6.3, it does talk about roles, responsibilities, and authorities, and making sure that the competent people are performing these tasks. So I do sample competency, especially in resource management. I can look at sample the competency front. I usually do HR right after I done very last process I do. I can sample all the people that are interviewed, both IATF 16949 and VDA 6.3. Okay. But to take it a step further in IATF, look at the training process. VDA requires that we have a process for identifying training. So not only look at training records for the employees but that you've interviewed, but how is the effectiveness of the training evaluated? Okay, we need to understand that. What about on-the-job training? How's that documented? What is covered during the new hire orientation? I do that for both VDA 6.3 and IATF 16949. Sample the job descriptions, looking for roles, responsibilities, and authorities. Are the authorities clearly documented and identified in the job descriptions? Okay. And also during all the interviews, I find out how information is communicated in regards to customer complaints, or how well is the organization process is working. So, our KPIs communicated to all employees. So how is that done? And then auditing the corrective action process. Okay. Understand what their documented process says. What are they doing? For VDA 6.3, when I do that audit, I will take I request to do management reviews, not required by VDA 6.3, but I'm going to be looking at different things in management review, customer complaints, corrective actions. I can sample those. Okay. I always want the auditee to bring up the customer portal if there is one, and show me what's been issued as a customer complaint. And then I can sample the corrective actions as I go through the manufacturing processes. Okay, I do that and ensure that, number one, that the corrective action they put in place, that they actually got down to the true root cause, but that it's still effective and it is still in place. Okay, so I'm going to review it. I'm going to be looking for the permanent corrective actions that's been implemented. Okay, and I'm looking for occurrence, escape, and systemic root causes and corrective actions in both of these standards. Okay. Of course, IATF requires that system manufacturing process and product audits that they're performed. You see that in 9.2 of IATF. Okay. VDA 6.3. Not too big on system audits, but we still look at them, but we are big on manufacturing process audits and product audits. So as I go through, I can sample all of those. What are we doing for the manufacturing process audits? Review those records. Product audits, what is being done, okay? Are there any customer specific requirements in regards to both manufacturing process audits and product audits, okay? So if there is, and say, for example, like you have a customer that requires you to follow VDA 6.5 for product audits, I'm going to sample to ensure that you're following what that standard requires for that. And IATF 16949 for product audits. At various stages of the manufacturing process, we need to audit our products. So it's not just the final product that we're shipping to the customer, it needs to be done at various stages, okay? And then, of course, I'm going to verify competency of all auditors, product auditors, manufacturing process auditors, and system auditors. And then we get down to IATF, looking at customer service and management review, 9.3 of the standard and P7. Of course, VDA does not require us to look at management review, but when I'm auditing management review, I can answer multiple questions in VDA 6.3 by going through some of the inputs to management review. P3.6, 4.8, 5.3, 6.6.1, 6.5.2, 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, and 7.4 VDA 6.3. I can answer those questions by looking at the management review records, doing some interviewing of top management, okay? And a lot of that, we're looking for customer satisfaction, looking at customer scorecards, okay? Corrective actions. So there's many questions I can answer by sitting there with top management and going through management review. That also gives me how well are the manufacturing processes working. Okay, I'm looking for effectiveness and efficiency. We'll cover that in 6.5 of VDA 6.3. Okay. So to summarize here, by combining VDA 6.3 internal audits with IATF internal audits, in the long run, you can save some time, money, and frustration. Saving time, you're not auditing process owners multiple times, okay? At least 2 times for each of the processes, okay? Saving money is you're not wasting your time from doing your day job as well, okay? And then, of course, the frustration of having auditors come to you multiple times, okay? And what do I mean by frustration? Okay, we're not disrupting the processes that often, okay? So if we're doing separate audits, we're going to have 2 separate auditors coming in and asking basically the exact same questions, okay? And of course, it's a little extra work for the internal auditors, especially if it's only one. Instead of 1 audit report you have to write 2, okay? A complete, concise audit report for IATF 16949, which is going to include everything that you've looked at. So what's conforming, what's not conforming, okay? And you're going to write non-conformances to that. In VDA 6.3, there's 59 questions that from P2 through P7 that you as an auditor, you're asking yourself. These are closed questions, okay? So you're going to score them. And of course, if the scoring is, if it's give them a 10, they are meeting all the requirements of VDA 6.3. And of course, if it's an 8, we got some minor deviations there, given a score of a 6. Okay, we got significant deviations, a score of a 4. We got major deviations. And then if you give it a 0, that's going to be, they have nothing in place for VDA 6.3. Okay, so there's going to be 2 different audit reports we need to complete, and it's time consuming, a lot of work, but keep in mind, some of the same evidence that you're using for one, you can use for the other as well. Okay. Auditor requirements. So for VDA 6.3, there's 3 types of auditor requirements, okay? Internal process auditors, supplier auditors, And then process auditor as an external service provider, such as what I do for our clients. Okay. So you need to determine the documents and procedure for auditor evaluation, including the approval, maintenance, and improvement of auditor evaluation. You'll see that in ISO 19011. Okay. For each of the auditor types, the needs, specialized knowledge. So knowing your manufacturing processes, your products. Also, for VDA 6.3, you've had the a VDA 6.3 course and taken an exam. Okay, so having evidence that you've done that specialized training, and then of course professional experience. For specialized knowledge for VDA 6.3, good knowledge of quality tools. For example, VDA, material level assurance, DOE, FMEAs, PPA, different things like that. Okay, knowledge of ISO 19011. Okay, having knowledge of the relevant customer specific requirements. Knowledge and of the relevant quality management system requirements. So ISO 9001, IATF 16949, for example. Okay, and then product and process specific knowledge regarding the technology that's going to be audited. Evidence for VDA 6.3, you've taken a training course with qualification testing and get a qualification certificate. And then knowledge of the required quality tools or tools and the methods. And then for professional experience, we need to have a minimum of 3 years experience, preferably in manufacturing within the automotive industry. Okay, and then also including a year in quality related fields. For supplier auditors, okay, specific knowledge. Oh, we've got a poll here. Polls 4 and 5. So for the first poll, which of the EVAV platform features would be the highest return on investment? Okay, single choice. And then second poll, would you like a closer look at the EVAV platform? Single choice. I'll give you a minute to respond to this. Okay, as soon as the response comes back up, we'll go through that real quick and then I'll continue on. So for the first poll, which EVAV platform features the highest return? 48% of you said the integrated tools FMEA test plan. Okay. And 61% of you said you would like a closer look at the EVAV platform. Okay. For supplier audited, specialized knowledge for VDA 6.3. Okay. Excellent knowledge of the quality tools. Okay. SPC VDA volume 5. Okay. Then you got MSA, FMEA, MLA or APQP. Okay. PPAP and 8D. If it's required, some knowledge in the software development processes and methods. Okay. Audit for qualifications. Okay. Make sure that conversation management, conflict management. Okay. Having an audit procedure, knowledge of the relevant customer specific requirements, Of course, knowledge of the relevant management systems, and then product and process specific knowledge. Some evidence, having credentials that shows that you understand ISO 19011, such as a VDA auditor or management system auditor for ISO 9001 or IATF 6.3. You have to have knowledge of the required quality tools, core tools, okay? VDA 6.3 training course, the qualification testing and qualification certificate, okay? And ability to apply the theoretical knowledge and practice, so having witness audits performed, okay? Professional experience, 5 years, preferably in manufacturing within the automotive industry, and at least 2 years in quality-related field. For certified process auditors, certified process auditors will receive a VDA certificate after passing the oral and written examination for VDA 6.3. Specialized knowledge, same as above, good, excellent knowledge of the core tools, quality tools. Again, auditor qualifications, understanding conflict management, the audit procedure, good understanding of relevant customer specific requirements, good understanding of the management systems, and then product and process specific knowledge. Evidence, again, having credentials such as a lead auditor class for ISO 9001, IATF 16949, or VDA 6.3 or VDA 6.1. Okay. Good knowledge of the core tools, quality tools, and methods that you're going to run into. Having a VDA 6.3 training course with qualification testing and a qualification certificate. Then ability for theoretical knowledge and practice. So again, witness audits. Professional experience. We're looking for 5 years of experience, preferably within manufacturing companies, within automotive, and at least 2 years of experience in the quality-related fields. Code of conduct for auditors. So auditors, you have to use your professional skills and your judgment. Obey the law and uphold the principles of honesty and integrity when you're performing audits. Okay. Process auditors must continually develop their expertise. Okay. Brand new auditors, you're still learning how to audit. Yes, you've taken a course, you passed an exam, you got a certificate that says you can do this, but it still takes time to build up your experience. Okay. So witness audits, work with a mentor. Okay. And this is going to be an ongoing theme throughout your auditing career. Okay. Auditors have to behave in a way not to endanger the image and reputation of your own organization. Okay. Only accept assignments that do not cause them any conflict of interest. Okay. Such as not auditing your own process or auditing your own work, or auditing a supplier that you recently left there. Okay. You want to give some time on that. Only do accept assignments that based on your expertise of that. Okay. And then you're also bound to secrecy. So confidential information has to be maintained throughout the auditing process. Okay. IATF 16949 auditor requirements. So you got to understand the process and approach, including risk-based thinking. So we touch on risks in VDA 6.3, but we also have to look at risk that's going to affect the organization, especially customer satisfaction in products. Okay. Anything that could affect the process from meeting its own targets as well. You have to have a good understanding of customer specific requirements, understanding of ISO 9001 and IATF requirements. You have to have knowledge in the core tools, APQP, SPC, MSA, FMEA, and PPAP. and then how to plan, conduct, and report and close out the audits. So, I want to thank you for your time on that. We've got some questions here. First question is, will the slides be available? Yes, they'll be available. And then Terry Banks, why wouldn't non-conforming product be the same on each slide? It is the same on each. Okay. No matter whether you're auditing IATF or VDA 6.3, we're looking at a process. How is non-conforming product handled within the manufacturing process? Okay, how's it identified? And then the last question we have here, they have a supplier who is much bigger than they are. They have said that they do not provide any documentation until their product is tested in our equipment and approved. The reason is that failure of their component in our equipment will have adverse consequences for them. They, however, will provide the documentation with the testing is approved. How will this leave us in terms of audits? Well, you know, you're their customer. They need to be able to prove to you that they are capable. Okay. If they don't want to provide the documentation before the testing has been done, you know, you can go in and observe the testing being done. You should be able to be on site with them. Okay. Yes, they might have some information that they want to keep secret, so you can only go on site. So you can do that. Okay. That's how I would have handled it. If I was doing a VDA 6.3 audit, I'd definitely be giving you lowering your score from a 10 maybe down to an 8. Okay. It all depends on what I'm looking at the time, and then possibly an opportunity for improvement for IATF 16949. Okay, next question. Can we get a copy of this presentation? It's being recorded, and I'm sure that presentation could be made available to you upon request. Okay. So, and I want to thank you for your time.